Year.
I am so excited to be here. I'm Mags Galden. That is Greg Clark, and that is Betsy Coe. Sarah is unfortunately otherwise detained this morning. I think she had too much fun at a party last night in the jail bars. I think she's in jail. We need to raise some bail money for her, I think, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. She's just under the weather. Happy New Year. Excited that everybody's going to be here with us today. Let me get my information up in front of my face so I can actually see. Brian Nash was the first person here. Debbie Root was a second. Hey, Hillary from Wales. Lisa Gervais over there in the western part of my city. Tommy Buck, Christine Miller, Janine Lee, Eiselman Goodson, Aowen Walker. Woohoo! She says Happy New Year's, everybody. Susie Cardidan, Spencer Carr, Lynette Jester, Chris Ferriello, Hillary King. We're going to have a Hillary off here in a minute. Let's see. Working my way down the list. Karen Lawrence, Sharon Haynes. Good morning from Alabama.
Wow.
Alabama. We're not talking football because my team really lost last night.
Sorry to hear that.
Ooh. So, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the New Year's edition of the WikiTree livecast. Aaron Gullison says he didn't recognize you without orange on today.
I'm sorry. Yes, this is my fancy paisley shirt. You know,
Isn't there like orange highlights in the design? Maybe
there could be. I can't tell, but you know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's okay.
It looks black and white to me.
I like it. I like paisley.
Very classy.
I like amoebas.
Yeah. And this is kind of my beat up Happy New Year hat. It was actually
a little dusty there, Greg.
Well, it's a little dusty, and it was sort of stuck in a corner, so it's a little beat up. And then my hair looks actually not too bad.
You look like you need to be in front of a keyboard. You got a keyboard handy?
I have a keyboard. I have this tiny keyboard handy. Yes.
Yeah, we all have some noisemakers too. So if you hear or I really actually went to the dollar store and got one. You might hear those things, so don't get surprised.
That's right.
Everybody else have a noisemaker?
Well, I've got this little bop it tool, which flip it.
Party time over at Greg's house.
Yeah.
What about yours?
I am unprepared. I don't have a noisemaker.
That's funny.
That's right.
All right. So we have some question of the week stuff going on. We got lots of stuff going on today.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little bit of our normal stuff and a little bit of the not normal stuff, obviously.
That's right.
We're wearing headgear. And so let me get that up for you. Got to find it first, make sure it's the right thing. There we go. And then I'll go full screen. Question of the week. Okay, so the question of the week is, what improvements would you like to add to WikiTree? And one of the very first ones that we had, I want to try and get up here and not show one that was hidden, was can you make a clear format on the day, how you enter a date? Day, month, year. It doesn't really matter, because if you try and enter it incorrectly, it'll tell you that it's incorrect. And if you enter it in September the 25th, 1985, and you write it all out, it will convert it to the way WikiTree takes that format. So just letting you know. So that was and by the way, we're picking our best answers today, where the host is with the most are picking our own answers. So Betsy and Greg and I will be picking our favorite answers. Betsy, did you pick a photo of the week since you're going to be stepping in?
Well, Sarah did.
Oh, okay, good. So you're going to just show hers. Good.
And did you look at the votes, how things finally panned out with your?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it was very close.
It was very. Let me go through them and then we'll talk about that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. I think I looked through them, but I haven't finished looking through them. Privacy can be condensed a bit. The privacy page, not sure how, a lot of unnecessary scrolling. I've never had that problem, Esme, with that particular page. And actually, I use that particular page when I do presentations about WikiTree, and I find it very concise and clear. So you and I have different opinions about that. Tracy Thiessen and Nan Starjack agree with you on that, though. Maybe it's down below because it's the bullet points that I use. I would like the icons, bold, italics, and etc. also just below the edit text box, like at the bottom of the box instead of at the top of the box. Ian McCall says there's a new sticky toolbar feature in the WikiTree browser extension. Have you found that? So not only are people asking for stuff, but people are answering that information as well. Standardization of place names. Now, WikiTree uses, there's another couple of people who say this as well. WikiTree uses the family search database integration for our name locations. And when you enter in a location, you have the ability of going through a list and identifying which one of those locations is the location you're talking about. And it has a very robust set of information on historical names. So my family's from Dacusville, South Carolina, the Hunts. And it's got Dacusville in as a community in that listing, whereas most other place names won't have that community listed. Or there's some other communities that I know of that are listed that aren't official communities anymore. So that is why we use the family search listing, and you can standardize that information by going through that drop-down list and picking the appropriate place name based on the date range for that information. I actually think it's a very good system. My opinion, change my mind later. Let's see. I would like to see WikiTree and WikiTree's tiers take over the creation of all related surnames versus getting them from changing them on some other website. Not sure. Current system leads to an incredible amount of additional work for me, and so many of the related surnames are just pure nonsense without any factual support or attempt at accuracy. I'm lucky. I've got 3 different spellings of my surname, and they're pretty, I don't have to worry about that. But Nick Andriola, interesting question. Be nice to have a mobile app. I used to be bang on about that, but WikiTree has done such a good job with their mobile configuration on a mobile app. I find it very easy to navigate WikiTree on my mobile phone without an app. So I don't know if that's really even something that, there might be some bells and whistles you could kick in for that. What do you think, Fred?
And I know for some of the apps that we worked on during Hacktoberfest, there's some tweaking that ideally we should do, because some of them don't respond as nicely to the touch controls on a.
So a different kind of phone, like mine's just an Android.
So
gotcha.
There's some room for improvement there, but.
I would love the relationships view to be graphically as and clear as Family Search. Not sure about that. Certain and uncertain radio buttons when creating a profile. Every profile I create, I immediately have to edit and set several of them as if they weren't available on the add profile view. Now, I think that person, I think Matt's talking about the radio buttons for status, relationship status. Or is he talking about certain and uncertain just on the pages? So that's another one to think of. Add a link to the homepage for the 52 photos, 52 questions week, and change the photo, people. Okay. The photo has been there forever. This photo.
That's a nice photo.
It has not changed. It's been there for a long time. So let's go back to here. That's from Alexis Nelson. Yes, please. From Anonymous Reed. Have suggested this a few times, but still I'd like to have an option for connecting people via a relationship that isn't a marriage. People, instead of tagged people as a thing, as an image you've uploaded, really love to see some user experience attention, love given to the WikiTree navigation. Too many items. I'd like to see breadcrumbs, so you could go back to where you were. But I've been asking for that for 10 years. So, let's see down here. Like to see a team person who decides which profiles will become the example profile of the week declares their decision 1 week earlier. Like, for example, that this week would be fixed which profiles would be featured from January 4th. Then the projects involved would have roughly 10 days to work on the profile and not only 36 to 48 hours. That's an interesting question.
That sounds reasonable. That's a reasonable request.
Yeah. Let's see. Tip of the month, WikiTree G2G forum or week to come from help pages. Betsy Co.
You should say that.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Let's see. People asking, K-Night asking for an additional field in response to get person, get profile, get people. API indicating Boolean, meaning extra characters. If a profile has any suggestions, that's a pretty good one.
That's an excellent one. Yes.
Yeah. Add upvote some of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Ability to add profiles to my watch list, even if I don't manage the profile. Check out the extra features. I'm just going to say Ian because says, check out those extra features in the WikiTree browser extension. Okay, I'm going to tell you, I have a bottle of champagne, but I have not touched it yet.
You haven't? No. Yes.
Let's see. Reinterpretation of the birth date field, birth early baptism field. We're going to talk about this more in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, I think there should be a radio button for birth or baptism because sometimes the dates you see in that information is actually the baptism date, not the birth date.
Mm-hmm.
Interpretation of the death date field, burial date. That's the second one, like in that. I like those two a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There's a wasp nest. Search location list. Okay, there's another one. And she's saying that the information on family search is not good for German locations. So that would be something. Let's get that taken care of with them.
Yeah.
There's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of great suggestions. If you really want to check them out, go through and look for the information. Lots of really technical questions too. Hi, WikiTree is fabulous. That is the best technical answer that we have.
Yes, that's right.
Like a system which enables you to sort the images or photos that you have. I think that WikiTree is a little bit boxed in on that because of the actual base platform that we're on. But that's a good one too. To be able
But
to
if you when you add an image, there's an option to put a date to the image, right?
Yeah, I think yes, there is.
So there should be, you'd think, well, an app could do it because they could pull that information and then present the image.
Greg's gonna make an app for you, Bruce. I would like to have a no middle name button available, a radio button for no middle name. Now, this has come up recently in this big post for whether or not we're going to get rid of the middle name for profiles. I personally don't think that we should, because in my family, people's middle names are family names, and it can be a clue for the research. My brother and sister are both last names of people. All their full names are.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Profile creation page redone. All name fields together. Prefix field, suffix field, right after location field. A little bit of a change, but that, you know who this is from? This is from that crazy kilt wearing fella, Pip. Pip, Clemson won lost ugly last night. Big time lost ugly if you're watching. Where is Pip? Pip used to be in here every Saturday. We've lost him.
Where is he?
Anniversaries on the front page by day, or at least block month format. Yeah. No, I don't know. Upvote the ones you like. I wish that challenges would be tagged as challenges and not as announcements.
Ooh.
That's one I never thought of.
Yeah.
Leaf. Yeah.
I thought there was a challenge tag though, so they could be tagged as both, right?
They probably.
I don't know. Maybe it's the announcements. I don't know, up front. I don't know. Leaf, explain that a little bit better for us. Automatic categorization when entering a new profile. When the birthplace, death place, marriage place are added, this could automatically provide categorization suggestions. One-click confirmation. I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah. You know, a lot. You know, when I was going through doing my my top ones, some of this stuff wasn't here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Option of spelling on a surname. Choose only one spelling of a surname.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I should probably go back and add the other variants to my surname on all of my profiles.
Hmm.
Can we have a robot that would go through and do that for me? Alash.
Yeah.
Let's see. I would like to be able to compare two trees. I have GEDCOM matches with WikiTree, but there's no link. The ability to compare. There aren't two trees on WikiTree. It's one tree.
It's one tree.
I don't understand this one, Mike. I think.
However, my Spiderwebs app will allow you to compare
two pedigrees,
common ancestors between two people.
Yes.
So maybe that would be helpful. Yeah,
Mike, you might want to figure out how to ask this a little bit differently. And Greg, I'm giving you a lot of work.
Well, that Spiderwebs app already exists. So
I liked this question. Multiple parents. People have biological parents that they never met, then only discovered by DNA in their 60s or 70s. They consider the ones who reared them as their parents. Their adopted parents and foster and step parents. Systems like Ancestry gives options for specifying the type of parent. This is especially important if the parent is discovered later. We do have that ability. You can say biological, non-biological. Mm-hmm. For adoptees, you can have two different profiles. You can have a profile for your adopted self, and you can have a profile for your birth self. So maybe you aren't aware of that, Dr. O. Olmsted, but that's a good point. Mm-hmm. But I think that there are some things in place that maybe you weren't aware of. If not, like I said before to the other question, give us a little bit more information on what you see.
I'm guessing that if he had chosen non-biological, he'd like a way to specify what type of relationship that is.
Foster, a lot of I have friends who were fostered, and they consider their foster parent their parent. So search for matches. I want to be able to sort by birth date. Just as I agree with this one. Big time. When I'm going through all of those matches that it throws up all of the extra surnames. That was quite a few in the list as well. People were saying in the matches list that I compare to when I'm adding a new profile and it says, is this person? It throws up all the different Smythe, Smith, Schmidt, throws up all the different spellings. But I would like the ability to be able to sort that matches list by birth date, or maybe some of the other ways that we can sort things so that I can find the possible matches without going through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of names like for Smith. I don't know if they actually do that.
There is a way of doing that, Megs. When you do get the list, right at the very top, underneath, there are little links that will sort it by.
Not the matches list when you're trying to add somebody.
Right, you're talking
about matches list.
Yeah, that matches list.
I thought you meant just a regular
or
search.
Even to do alphabetical by first name would help.
And
except unless it's John Smith, then you're kind of
Yeah, then you're
since we have that capability when we're searching for somebody,
right?
It should be easy to just transfer it over to the profile creation.
Chris Whitten, do you hear that?
Should be easy.
Brian, you hear that? It should be easy.
So it's the person who's not a coder.
Betsy said it. I'm pointing at Betsy wherever you are right now.
You just do a loop before and then you do the display. Yeah, it's a sort.
There you go. Let's see. Enter a DNA test information for my dad. You can't enter an information for anyone living who has done a DNA test unless you are that person. That's part of we used to be able to do that before the GDPR came about. Now there's not. Yeah, K-Knight says get your stuff straight. She said should. Okay, I'm with you.
Should be easy. Yes.
So go through, look at all of these. There's some in here that I haven't even seen yet. So there's lots of great answers, lots of great questions, lots of great answers. Even Ian Bacall, have you seen the WikiTree browser extension? I'm going to look through them, and if there are some that you would like to see, answer that question, and also maybe we'll do a secondary vote on it. But we've got more fun stuff regarding that kind of stuff coming up. So here you go. That's the question of the week. Pretty good question of the week.
Did you want to hear about the little vote that we did?
Yes.
WikiTree's choice.
Yes. Pull that up for us, please.
Megs picked the radio button for baptismal field
and burial field for baptism.
Yeah.
Because like the Montbéliard immigrants to Nova Scotia, I was doing some stuff working with that. Most of the dates in here are baptismal dates. And those are the only dates that are available because there were no birth records. There were just baptismal records.
Right.
So I want to be able to identify that record, that date I put in was a baptismal record.
This is such an important distinction.
And whether it's a burial date or a death date.
Right.
So that got 7 votes.
Okay.
However, the idea of changing the photo on the homepage every week got 8 votes.
8, huh?
Yeah.
Good.
And then the idea of more search options when given the list of potential matches during profile creation got 9 votes.
So that was one.
And then someone, Sally Kimball, added a 4th answer and said, tough choice. I like them all. And that got 7 votes.
That's funny. That's funny. All right.
That's great.
So obviously what we're doing today is we're taking our questions of the week, our photo of the week, our, what's the one you do, Greg?
Profile.
Oh, profile of the week. Just kidding. We're taking those and we chose the ones we like the best. And then we put it up, Betsy put it up for a G2G post for people to vote up. So go and vote while you're waiting for.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there you go. Here you go, Greg.
Okay. My turn?
Yeah, and while you're doing that, I might open my champagne.
Okay.
How many people think I should go ahead and open my champagne?
Yeah. Can you see the little bubbles in mine? It's
pretty flat now, man.
I know.
Oh, there they are.
There they are. You can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this really isn't champagne. This is just cream soda.
this really is champagne. It's
okay. Yeah.
Brut.
Yeah. So
I'm not cheap like Greg.
But anyways, great. So the profiles of the week this week were: which incredible female vocalists are you most closely connected to? And I can just blow it up just a little bit more. We have a great selection. And I'm going to read all their names because they all deserve to be honored. Karen Carpenter, Celine Dion, Ella Fitzgerald, Whitney Houston, Adelina Patti, Edith Piaf, je ne regrette rien, Linda Ronstadt, Dame Joan Sutherland, Barbara Streisand, and Jenny Lind. All great people, singers, profiles, and I could waste the rest of the time going through them all, but I won't. But I had to pick my top 3. So I chose Celine Dion, great Canadian. Ella Fitzgerald, wonderful jazz singer. Oh, I heard that.
There it is.
And Barbara Streisand. Those are my 3 of the, if I had to pick the top 3, those were the ones that I picked. And there's others that are really close to that too. So, but then I was looking at it and I saw there's a definite pattern here. Celine Dion, initials CD, Ella Fitzgerald's initials EF. And if now Barbara changed her name, her original name was Barbara, but she dropped an A so that it would be more unique. But what if we changed her name to Barbara Streisand, and then it would follow the same pattern, RS, 2 initials in a row. anyways, but that's not what we're going to do. But we are going to start with, there's the link there. Vote for your favorite profile of the week. So I'm going to put that in the chat.
Yeah, some votes have come in.
Okay.
Since Mags encouraged people to.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to look at what the votes are now. I'm going to, before we started.
People are also telling us that there's no Aretha Franklin, there's no Bonnie Raitt.
Oh, I know. Well, there's so many. Well, you know what they're afraid of? If they put even more people, how long would this live cast go?
Do we care?
They didn't know that we were only going to do 3 of them. So
and this is only an 18-hour show.
An 18-hour show. But we don't have to stop at the 1 hour mark, right? We got that okay to go on if we wanted, but I will try not to belabor the point. So when I turned on this morning and I checked the post, Barbara was 3rd in the line of the 3 that I had chosen. But wonderful songstress and actor born in the 40s to Emanuel Streisand and Ida Rosenkind. But in the profile, it's called her name. They've identified her as Diana Streisand, which is interesting. So I guess that would have been her married name, and Ida turned into Diana, maybe. Of course, she started a career performing in nightclubs and theaters. Recorded an album, the self-titled, the Barbra Streisand record, and won a Grammy Award for that. And by the end of the 60s, she ventured into film, starting with Funny Girl. Oh, thank you. I'll grab some of those later. Starred in many roles and up to, which culminated basically in Yentl, where she did everything. She wrote, produced, directed, and starred in the musical Yentl. Married twice, once to Elliot Gould, and then most recently to James Brolin, owner of multiple dogs. And then there's the note about her dropping the middle A in her name. So a quick summary of her life. But I went on to the Wikipedia page.
She
has, of course, a lot more detail.
Stage fright, believe it or not.
What's that?
Really?
She has horrible stage fright.
Huh.
Yes, horrible, that's right.
Almost debilitating, yeah.
Yeah, which is too bad. But I mean, did she have it when she was performing on stage? Or is it just in the later shows?
I think she has it before, and then she has to work on it during even.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lots of interviews where she's talked about that.
Yeah. Huh. But she's she's famous for so many things. The very first movie that I remember her in wasn't Funny Girl. Where is the list of the movies here? But it was What's Up, Doc?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if you remember that one, but it's basically I think they called it a screwball comedy because basically she meets this uptight I think he was a dentist, Ryan O'Neal, in a hotel. They're both coming in and they both had the exact same type of luggage, and they got it mixed up. And then there was another setup. There was a criminal who also there, and they got it anyways. Hijinks ensued, and there was hijinks ensued, and it was hilarious. I thought that was the first time I'd seen her. I thought, well, this lady's pretty funny. So, and of course, lots of songs she's famous for. The Way We Were, Evergreen, bunch of stuff. So, yay, Barbara. The next one is my cousin. My close cousin, 8th cousin, Celine Dion, from youngest of 14 children, born in the 60s. And I'm
Lynette, yes, she did get married in 1998 to James Brolin, just to let you know.
Sorry, I didn't put myself on mute.
Is it Sophia?
That was my mother-in-law who turns 91 years old tomorrow. She's a New Year's baby.
She's a New Year's baby.
So I should have answered and wished her happy birthday on live, but she might have been a little confused. What are we doing?
Good morning, Eileen. We got some late arrivals.
Wow, yay Canada. Yeah, so from the Canada Project, she's a notable. Born in Charlemagne, Quebec, to Thérèse Tanguay and Adama Dion, youngest of 14. And so many songs that she's famous for. Married Renee, who's passed away sadly. Incredible vocal range. Guinness World Record holder for the most Juno Awards. That's the Canadian Music Award. She's tied with Michael Bublé and the band Arcade Fire.
That's bubbly.
So Canadian. What's that?
That's bubbly.
Bubbly. Yeah.
It's a Canadian commercial. It's a joke.
But sadly, I don't know if you've heard the news, but just recently she's announced that she's been diagnosed with a syndrome called stiff person syndrome, which makes it painful to perform. So she's had to cancel some performances. But her legend will go on and on, just like her song from the Titanic.
I was going to say, just like her songs.
But the number one on the list, at least before we started the live cast, was Ella Fitzgerald, the great, timeless Ella Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Amazing jazz singer, legendary jazz singer. Career span 60 years. Can you imagine that? 60 years. Numerous awards, 13 Grammys, Presidential Medal of Freedom. Fantastic. Daughter of William Fitzgerald and Temperance Williams, born 25th of April, 1917, in Warwick, Virginia. Her father worked on a grain ship, but their parents separated by the time she was 12. Her mother had left her father, and then her mother passed away in 1932, and so she had to be, she then lived in the training school for girls, a dilapidated reformatory. So that could not have been an easy.
No.
I mean, that's an understatement if there was one. But she won an amateur singing contest at the Apollo Theater, very famous theater, hired by the Chick Webb's band, and recorded her first hit. And then that just went on.
What was her first hit? Do we know?
Let's see. I opened up the Wikipedia page. First Lady of Song, Queen of Jazz, Lady Ella. Yes, impeccable. One thing about her, when she was singing, when she's not scatting, but when she's singing actual words, you really can understand them. And there's a lot of singers you can't, you know. So that's.
Tasket.
What's that?
A Tisket, a Tasket.
A Tisket, a Tasket. Was that the very first one? It's certainly one of her most famous ones.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like it might have been.
Yeah, with Chick Webb.
Yeah. A Tisket, a Tasket.
Green and yellow basket. Anyways, but Mags, you've scattered before on this live cast.
I have.
But she's done such amazing things.
You go for it. That's not Ella.
Dream a little dream of me, cheek to cheek, dancing cheek to cheek. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Like so many amazing songs. And look at it, she's played with Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, just fantastic. So, and she passed away at the age of, I think it was 93. It said, is it 93? Oh, only 79. I thought it was older, but still in 96. It was 1996. That's
79.
Why.
That's so young.
That's way too young. But anyways, very impressive. So let me go back to the voting page and refresh and see what the stats are now. Celine Dion has 6 votes. Ella Fitzgerald has 8 and still in the lead, and Barbara has 2. So the order is still the same. The numbers are different from earlier, I think, but.
You know, we can tell that you're one of Barbara's votes there, Greg.
When I first came in, it had 0, so I felt bad.
Yeah.
I did too. And I wanted to vote, but I couldn't upvote my own answer.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Guilty as charged.
If you really love Babs, you need to go vote for her, people.
Anyways, there's your profiles of the week. Thank you very much.
You're not. You don't make an ageist comment, Lynette. Now.
What's that?
You can tell the age of the voters.
How can you do that?
Yeah, really.
You can't tell the age of the voters.
Sort of.
You're not done yet, Greg. What are you doing? You're only covering the 3? You're not going to do the whole list?
I gave them all kudos at the beginning, but I'm only covering the 3.
All right.
Okay.
Because
All
the
right.
other ones you can all look at and go through, but you know, I think we'll just stop there.
I'm gonna chase my coffee with champagne.
Okay.
All right.
Because
coffee.
we've got some other stuff we can do too, right? Betsy, what are we going to do next?
I have photos of the week.
Yay!
Let me make this bigger.
That's a good picture.
Yes. How does that look? Yeah, big enough?
Zoom a bit.
Zoom a bit.
You can still vote, Eileen.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I've zoomed a bit. Okay.
That's great. That's
great. All right. So the theme this week was fitting but tricky. It was ending. Ending. A lot of ways you could go with that. So this is from Alexis Nelson. And it is her husband's family, taken September 1945. It represents the ending of World War II for this
nice picture.
Yeah, and that is the baby is her husband. Yeah,
how cute.
Where was it? This was in California on the beach near the naval base.
Wow. To meet her father for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. And about on their way to move to Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see.
My granddad didn't get discharged from service in the World War till 1946.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And this was September 45. Yeah. This is the letter this is, first of all, this is from Pat Miller.
Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
A letter her great aunt received from the Moose Jaw police concerning her late father, Joseph, estranged from the family for 20 years, died penniless in 1917, and Frances appealed to family members to help her pay for burial costs. Note, contents of the his trunk were worthless. Oh my.
No gold in there, eh?
Owen Sound, Canada.
Yep.
That's in Ontario, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's a bit of history.
Wow.
Then from John Thompson, we have the ending of an era and the beginning of a legend.
Wow. What is all this with the Canadian stuff?
Wow. Holy Canadian show.
The arrow is iconic.
February 20th, 1959, also known as Black Friday. The Canadian Avro Arrow project is canceled. I shed a tear as I was on a career path to pilot an arrow and set my path to build and pilot race cars, holding my destiny in my own hands.
Wow.
Oh, I love it,
John.
Yeah, look at the Canadian flag there. Yeah.
That's the Canadian Royal Air Force emblem.
Yeah. Well, I really like that interpretation of ending.
Yeah.
Here from Mark Williams, we have his cousin, his father, brother, and himself. This photo represents the ending of the Williams surname, descending from his paternal grandfather, because there were all sons who had no children or daughters.
Daughtered out.
My
family is daughtering out, but I've kept my surname when I got married. I'm hoping my niece will keep her surname.
Right.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more done.
That's sad, Mark, but we sorry about that.
Yeah. Horses for Sarah.
Oh, yay, Sarah. This is for
Where's
you.
Sarah? Sarah's watching. You know she is. Hey,
Oh.
Sarah.
Sarah's mom. Sarah's mom doesn't watch as much when Sarah's
Oh,
not
he
here.
doesn't watch us at all when she's not here, which I think is just mean, Joe Mama.
We miss Sarah's
We
mom.
miss Joe, yeah. This is my grandmother's Uncle Hadley.
And this is Rob Neff, not Betsy.
What? Huh?
This is Betsy, not Betsy's family. It's Rob's.
Yes, right, from Rob Neff. Yes, yes. And this is captioned "The Last Wagon to Leave the Ranch." He and his dad had a sheep ranch near Glen Ullin, North Dakota, and they liked ranch life. But Hadley's wife thought it was too remote, and they moved into town. And you can see little Blanche tucked in just beside her father.
That's sweet.
There.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
So they moved to town. This is the last wagon load of things. It was a sad day, but they did well in town, where Hadley ran a livery barn.
He ran a what?
Livery?
Oh, livery barn.
Livery.
Yes.
Livery.
I was going to say library.
A livery barn. And his brother was just outside of town with a sheep farm of his own, so they probably spent time together. Very, very cool photo. And I think that is it on this page. And I will just go over to the free space page. Okay. And let's see, we have here, let me look at all of them. There are only 4 of them.
I noticed Amy Johnson Crow was in this morning. Amy, it's not blueberry wine. I'm wondering though, Amy, are you sipping champagne with me? Because we like to have we like to imbibe when we're together.
Okay.
There we go.
So yeah, just one different one. An ending and beginning. May you all be filled with such joy.
Nice.
Oh, Karen Schuyler always captions her title with, these beautiful sentiments. I love that.
Nice.
Yeah. So someone's graduation, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes. Cheers. And then let's see the drum roll for the WikiTree. Thank you. So Alexis Nelson's End of World War II for the Nelson family.
That's a really good picture.
Yeah. There we go. 9 votes. But also votes for the other 2. These are Sarah's picks. End of the Williams surname, 3 votes, and Leaving the Ranch, 6 votes.
Mm-hmm. All good picks.
So, yes, absolutely.
Chris is bartending at his house.
Apparently.
He ordered the tequila sunrise. I think it's having a candy cane mocha.
Candy cane mocha, that sounds neat.
Diane's talking about mimosas.
Yes.
Of course, Amy says she's sticking for coffee.
Excellent.
In another 20 minutes, I won't be able to talk.
So, Greg, is it time for?
Well, you were going to do a new segment.
Should we do that?
Weren't you?
Should we do that next? Okay.
Let me intro this for you.
Yeah.
Betsy, who is joining us as a co-host, so there'll be 4 of us, and because we don't have enough time in the morning for just three sessions, 3 segments, we're going to add a 4th. And the 4th segment is an answer to one of the questions of the week was, can we have a weekly, here's a hint on how to do something very basic on WikiTree. So in that vein, I'm going to turn it over to Betsy Coe and her new segment on Saturday Livecast. Go for it.
Thanks. So what I was going to talk about this morning are free space pages. And free space pages are amazingly flexible things, and you can use them for, we're going to show a few examples, but I mean, the possibilities are basically limitless. People have used them for recipes, family recipes, pets, historical events. They can be a landing page for projects, one name studies, one place studies. You can do a free space page for your research notes on a particular project, or
Bible records.
But yeah, massive transcription, something that's, related to family history, but maybe doesn't necessarily belong within the bio of somebody's profile.
Right.
So I'll just show an example of, this is one that I just recently did, of family mysteries. Let me go here, and is that big enough?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there actually is, when you go to set up a free space page, there's a couple of choices, and one of which is this would be good for family mysteries. And once you create it, it's and actually I did, I set a location, and I did tags, and then it operates quite a lot like a regular profile. There's an edit tab, and I can go in and add or delete, or now Mags gave another example. I'm going to go to that one. So this is for a DNA group project.
So group projects are projects that have a lot of data in them. Over at Family Tree DNA, there are projects over at Ancestry, and Ancestry kind of uses Facebook to talk about stuff, but it's more of a chat thing for them. So if you want a place to put pictures and drawings and locations and data beyond just the DNA data for a DNA group project, you can come here. This one actually is for Island McGee. I did a couple of presentations, and the North of Ireland Family History Society saw me giving those presentations and said, hey, we have a lot of people with your surname in a certain part of Ireland, and we think you might be connected. Let's get together. So they worked a lot, and I shared all of my DNA information with them, and we have located actually my family, the Templetons, who are the Irish part of the Templeton family from Island McGee. So if you scroll on down, there's a diagram showing where Island McGee is. They talk about the scope of the project. They talk about the location. They talk about a little bit of the history of the area. So you can do all sorts of things on these free space profiles that you can't do on Family Tree DNA or over at Ancestry. So you can do that. See, some DNA group projects actually list all of the project members with their kit numbers, which isn't identifying, and you can actually link off from that to the pedigrees for those people within WikiTree. So it's very interesting. So this is another version of how to do that. Thanks, Betsy.
Okay. Yes. Awesome. So the reason that I felt I had to start learning about free space pages is something that is already up in G2G as of this morning or sometime in the middle of the night, which is, wait for it.
Woohoo!
Are you participating in the 15 for 15 mission in 2023? So very exciting. I'm going to upvote this right now. Oh, great. Lots more votes.
Tell us more.
Yes. So there is a long list of things that we can all do to get involved, to learn about WikiTree, to grow the tree, to expand WikiTree's connection to the outside world. So there is a here's the list. I will go here to find the list. Okay. So there are these sort of one and done little missions. Then there are options to do with profiles, and you notice everything is in multiples of 15. And features, challenges, projects, join a one place study, start a one name study, community, including, I think there's something to do with the live cast. I think.
Can you blow that up a bit, Sarah? Can you zoom in a bit?
Watch and leave a comment on one of our videos. And if you do 15 of these missions, you will get one of these handsome badges for your profile. If you
and it can only be nice comments. You don't get a badge for leaving a nasty comment on the Saturday live cast.
A good clarification. Yes. And
Diane says, this is great. I feel it'll help me become more organized, Betsy.
More organized. Oh, if only there was a way we could organize this.
Yes. Well, and I just want to say, if you're an overachiever and you don't want and you don't want to stop at 15, you could do 30 or 45.
Woo!
So as a teacher, I thought about this and I thought, well, I want to do this, but I will go crazy trying to keep track of all of this. And, I imagined my desk, I envisioned it covered with Post-its everywhere with little lists. So I thought, well, I'm just going to, make a spreadsheet. And then Eowyn said, well, you should just do a free space page. And then I thought, well,
notice how she's tying that in. She segued that in with
nice.
her segue.
Very nice.
They're very good.
So my thought was I would do it to help everybody. So what I've done here now, this is my personal copy of the page, and I have the one and done missions, and then I can add in, these are the months I got my Club 100 badges.
Okay, so you don't have any information in here yet. When does this start?
It can start right now.
Right now, people, right now.
Right now, everybody get to a computer. So I'm just scrolling to the bottom of this incredibly long list. When I'm ready to say, I've done things, I go into edit mode and I can add, so that I can keep track. So here is the page that,
can you put a link up for it? Mary Slippy says she's already wanting to start it. She needs to find it.
I know.
You have it or drop
Mary's
me
one of my cousins, so she's a troublemaker.
I'll pop it in, okay?
Okay, because I sent it to you guys this morning.
There it is.
So this is what Greg is putting in the chat should be the address for this. This is the template. Yeah. And since I've already created my page,
maybe we can talk Amy Johnson Crow into making WikiTree's 15 for 15 be one of her 52 ancestors things.
Ooh. Amy.
Good idea.
Can this page be copied? Are you talking about the Kate? She's going to tell you more.
Yes.
A mission tracker. Oh, if only I could make my own just like you did, Betsy.
Yes. So Greg,
wow.
Since I have already created my own, Greg has agreed to be the guinea pig. So yes. Greg, do you want to take over?
I've taken over screen control.
Okay. All right.
So now talk me through what I have. So this is the mission. This is the one that we have the link for. This is the default, the mission tracker.
Right. Okay. So now we need to show everybody how you actually create a free space.
So I'm going to go to add.
Right.
A new thing. And I'm actually going to open that up in a new tab so that I don't lose my link to the mission tracker. You don't have to do that normally, but I'm going to do that here just so that I don't lose that link. Okay.
Okay. Donna says, thanks. Great idea. One more project. Sigh. Not really. This is like going to help you. Yes. Sorry. Go ahead, people.
Okay. So where was I? Okay. I'm going to add a new thing. That's how you create a new free space page. You click add new thing, and then the new thing is going to be Greg's, what do we call it? 15 for 15 or 15 tracker. And I'm just going to say everywhere.
The world.
Everywhere. Wait. What are the auto fills for that? That was funny.
There is no autofill. Just like when I created a free space page. Well, did I create? No. So we created a free space page for the I did, for the Secret Santa contest, which is still going on, by the way, this week. We have one more week left. And I put in location North Pole. There were no other suggestions there, and then I gave the start and end dates being. I'm just.
There were no suggestions for North Pole. There's a North Pole, Alaska.
Yeah. This will be.
I am so glad I'm not typing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Really?
I can make typos at 80 words per minute.
You're typing in Polish.
Okay. So that's not the tracker we want. We want this information. So what am I going to do, Betsy?
So now, and this is thanks to Julie Ricketts, helped me with the coding so that everybody can go back to this template and just copy, highlight, and
from
copy.
Here down, right?
Yep. Copy. All the way down.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. That happened to me this morning too.
Oh, I hate when that pops up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sound effects optional. Okay, come on. Keep going.
Oh, I forgot. I haven't even.
How exciting is this watching me scroll? I could have just used my shortcut Control Shift down arrow, I think. Would have got there faster, but I'm almost there. Oh, now I've gone too far. There, stop before the comments. There.
Amy said that it's always fun to type with people watching, Greg.
I know. And then I'm going to do Command C on my Mac or Control C on your Windows machine. And then over here in my free space page, which this is very boring. This is my tracker.
Right. Now you're going to go edit.
Edit.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of this comment. I'm going to hit paste.
Right.
That's Control V in Windows and
Command V. Or you can just right click and use the paste command there. So I get a bunch of gobbledygook.
Right. Don't worry.
I'm not worried. I've got faith in you.
And now save your changes.
In my tracker. Betsy's amazing.
Amazing.
Space page.
And look, he's tying us into free space page again. If only we could figure out how to loop Ella Fitzgerald and radio buttons for burial and birthday. We'd be doing good.
That's right. There we go.
And now now it looks just the way you want it to.
So Greg, now you've set yourself up. We're going to check in every week with Greg's face profile and see how he's doing on the 15.
That's 15. Right. So one question that I have is, because Mags is going to check on me, what is the default privacy setting for a free space page?
Well, you see there's the privacy tab. Yeah. So it's default is open, right? But you could make it private if you want to keep Mags.
And then I wouldn't be able to keep track of what you're doing.
That's right. So, I mean, I don't care if people are looking at this, but if you are creating free space pages, this is something that you might want to consider, especially if you're creating something that you want to be a surprise and reveal to someone later on.
As I have DNA work pages that I put up sometimes for myself
need to be
and for
confidential,
clients,
right?
And I keep those private as well. Yeah.
And I'm doing a free space page for my Secret Santa wisher. And I have that locked down.
Are you going to add her to the trusted list for that free space?
Oh, of course.
Eventually.
Yeah. Next week.
Because next week is the big reveal for the Secret Santa Challenge. Yes.
Woo.
Yeah. It's been going well, by the way. We've had we have over 150 wishes, and we have at least 16 of those are confirmed. So over 10% of them have been solved, but many of them are really difficult brick walls. But luckily, our El's been working really hard. So even the ones that aren't solved have good research notes added to them.
You know what? And sometimes it's just the clues that you need to get you in the person who's been doing the research. It might pique a memory from other research out.
So
Hillary says
not every single one has been touched
well.
yet, but anyways, it's good. Yeah, Hillary's one of our elves. A number of our elves are here in the.
I'm an elf, I think.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
an elf.
Yes.
And my Secret Santa person's here in the chat, actually.
Woohoo!
I see her, yeah.
Yep. Say no more. We'll see you next week.
So are we gonna play bingo?
Yes.
We could play some bingo. Well, since I've
Who wants to play bingo?
Yeah. I've got a bingo card all set up. Well, Eowyn set it up for us, so and we can give away a prize.
She is the elf. She is the WikiTree elf.
She is our forest elf. Yes, our lead elf. So we can play a bingo game and we can give away a prize for the winner. Anyone up for that? Okay, then. So first I'm going to copy the link, put it here in the chat. And someone put, good, thank you.
That's my job.
So if you go to that link, you should be able to get yourself a free bingo card. And I'll just, so I'm going to a new tab, pasting it in there. And this is what it should look like for you. Generate card. And there is my card. And so you just have to click on a box to mark it, like when the word comes up. So,
if this was a professionally done show, the
yes,
segues would be smooth and transition,
smooth and whatnot.
You would never hear one of the hosts going, no.
Well, I'm just thinking, have we given enough time for people to create their cards?
I don't know. We should have some music, Greg.
We should have some music.
Yay!
All right, people who say they can't do this, they can't multitask. The link did not work.
What?
And Lisa Gervais says I'm on, so you can't get in.
Oh no!
It went to a generic card.
Well, let me.
Don't worry, we're working on it, people. We're working on it.
Okay, so that's the first word. Let me think. It gave me a card. Your card should look something like this. It won't say New Year's Eve on it specifically. It didn't work.
No, okay. Chris Ferriello got in. If Chris can get in, anybody can get in. I'm just kidding, Chris.
Who else is in? The link.
Let me throw that link back up again. Make sure
highlight the text and just copy and paste it to another tab. So Chris says you just go up to here, highlight the text from the chat. So if you don't have the chat open, I guess that's going to be clicking on your screen in YouTube may not, like clicking on this part here.
Right. You can't click on a link in YouTube, which is why we put links up, because you can catch it in the video. So you're going to have to actually look at the link and type in all the 365. You want me to read it to you? https://bingobaker, one word, .com, $365825101, lowercase b, 1 lowercase a, b, 247. Amy Johnson Crow says she tried copying and pasting and it didn't work.
Oh.
Try typing it in from the screen. You want me to read it again?
Well, I was going to say for Amy, when you copy and paste, make sure you've got all the characters, like it should end with 247 at the end. I've often tried to copy things and I missed a character. And it's hard to see sometimes when it's such a small field.
You can put it in the program description over in on YouTube. Do either one of you guys have YouTube open?
Oh.
I don't. I could.
But we'd have to be logged in as WikiTree.
Oh, that's
oh yeah, no, can't do that.
Right.
Eowyn, if you're in here,
there.
would you little elf? Would you do that?
Okay, Hillary's in.
Copy and paste from the chat worked for me.
Yeah, from the chat. I'll put it in again.
And Chris Ferriello is putting it into Discord.
Oh, Discord.
As well.
Thank you, Chris. That's a good idea. Okay, so you know what? Let me start the game, and maybe someone can put the words in the chat so people, if they get in a little bit later, they can know the words that have been already called. How's that sound?
Okay, Janine got in.
Yay! Okay. So the first word, the first square to check off is wiki genealogist. Yay! So if you have when you generate your card, and you've got your card there, your bingo card. Here's what's mine would look like. And I've got wiki genealogist, so I would click on that and it's marked it. So there, I've got one space. We're going for just a straight line, right? Horizontal, vertical, or diagonal? Sure.
It's your game, man. Your game.
Okay, and the next word is blueberry pie.
Yes.
Now, who would have put that word in the mix?
Who would have put that word in?
Okay. Do I have blueberry pie? I don't have blueberry pie. Bummer. Okay.
Bummer.
The middle is free, Aaron. Yes, that's right. So if you can get your straight line through the middle, you really don't have to match forward. So that's a good strategy. A good strategy that you're sharing with us. So that's a nice example of collaboration, which is the next word.
I do want to say while we're working on this stuff, that
yes,
all three of the hosts from the Saturday live cast will be at Roots Tech at the WikiTree booth. Just saying. Just saying.
Yep.
It's very exciting. And the next word is WikiTree itself. Okay. Did you put collaboration in the chat?
Yes.
There, thank you. Now you did. Okay, good. And courtesy. One of our 10 rules, right?
Yeah, one of those. Are there 10 or 9? Honor code.
In the honor code, yes. However many.
I think it's 9.
Okay. Okay. WikiTree Academy, something brand new that has just come out for people who want to learn all about WikiTree. Accessible to all. One of the pillars of WikiTree.
You're not giving people time to say bingo.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess I should slow down now.
We should come up with a word to say when they win a WikiTree.
Besides bingo?
Besides bingo.
Wiki.
I know, I'm sitting here thinking and there's nothing.
It's a wiki win. 100% free. Woohoo.
Ooh, it's not wanting to take that one.
Who's typing that one in? There we go.
Spinning. I'm typing them in.
Okay.
Wow, we lost Betsy.
Oh
no, she's just gone dark on us. She's
categories.
Her coffee.
Categories. Any winners yet, folks? How many?
Nothing.
How many squares have you got filled in?
I think people are just wanting us to stay on here all day, so they're not going to.
That's right. Yeah. WikiTree Plus.
They want to wait for me to finish this tiny bottle of
WikiTree Plus. Anyone? Anyone? Alesha's amazing work. Okay. Challenges.
Hillary says she only needs one more.
Way to go, Hillary. Okay, you can do it. You can do it. Is the challenges, is that one that's going to do it? Is that going to put you over the edge?
The lag time between us and
I know. 6. Aaron's got 6. Okay.
Or do you have
Amy Johnson Crow only needs 1. Ooh, and it's neck and neck. Hillary and Amy. Connect-a-thon. Which one will connect to this?
which is coming up. You need to go and
That's right.
register
Sign
for
up.
that.
Yep.
Sign up. Need one more. Chris needs one more. Oh, it's a three-way race to the top right now. Forest Elf, also known as Eowyn.
Forest Elf.
Up. Bingo. Sally Smith.
Oh, Sally Smith. Yay! Sally! Way to go. All right,
Wait,
Sally.
let me get all of them out. Wait.
How Oh, way to go, Sally.
It's rigged.
Congratulations. So how appropriate that you win on Forest Elf, because Sally Smith, the way to collect your prize is to contact Eowyn, the Forest Elf. So you have to email her or send her a message on Discord. And her email address is eowyn@wikitree.com. So Sally, have you got that information, or do you need one of us?
I'm putting it in.
You're going to type it out? Okay. That's great news. Way to go. There we go. Eowyn's email address is there. So thanks for playing WikiTree Bingo. A fun way to celebrate our New Year's Eve. Now I need to get my cursor over here so I can remember.
Yay.
There we go.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It's 11:11. In our household, if you see 11:11 on a clock somewhere, that means somebody loves you. And we love you. We love all of you.
Aww.
We got a couple of things to talk about coming up. Does anybody else in here, Greg or Madame Betsy, do you have any other information you want to?
Well, I already mentioned the Secret Santa is still going on. We have one more week.
Right.
So the elves are working hard, and they will finish working on next Friday night at midnight. And then we'll assemble all the details, and the next week's live cast will be the big reveal. We'll show all the work that was done and highlight some of the cool finds and some of the other stuff. So,
okay, cool.
If you are one of the wishers and you want to be surprised, then ignore any emails about any updates to your profile pages that are coming through, and try and not look. Some of the elves are keeping their stuff secret, like on free space pages like Betsy. Others are just putting them on the profiles because they're worried about getting busy and forgetting to do it for next week. So there's a mix of people who already know what has been found and people who don't. So anyway.
And have you already posted the information about my Secret Santa?
No.
Okay.
Yours
so that's coming. So just be patient for that.
Yeah.
Betsy, do you have anything else?
Yes. We have new new to WikiTree Zoom sessions this coming Thursday, January 5th. I think 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then the Sunday, so a week from tomorrow, it would be in the late morning. I can't remember. I will be putting up the G2G posts with the Zoom links tomorrow. So watch your G2G and you'll find out about that. We would love to have you. We're keeping it just sort of open-ended for this first one of the year. So bring your questions. We'll generally talk about just ways to get connected on WikiTree.
Nice, we've got some new stuff happening this year. We've got the 7x7 Connect for Ontario Ancestors, which is our first challenge of the year. Yay, Ontario Ancestors. Yeah. And have you tried the new system for creating profiles? There's a new system for that. Have you heard about WikiTree Academy? Check out some of the stuff on the posted stuff. And have you registered for the 2023 Connect-a-thon yet? January. So that's coming up. Go over here, vote it up, and get yourself registered. The event will start on Friday, January 13th at 8 a.m. and run until Monday, January 16th, 8 a.m. So if you want to be a part, click on the answer button, and you have to do it by January the 11th. And I found a new place to find a great list of things that are happening. If you want to find it, go to the space page, the social media team. because there's a group of people on WikiTree. If you want to be a part of the social media team, jump into that as well, and you'll get an idea of what's going on. There's always a lot going on WikiTree. So the question of the week will be posted on Monday. Tuesday is One Name Tuesday, One Place Wednesday. There's a project showcase on Thursday. Friday, there's a What is WikiTree on the Google link there, or the YouTube link. Connection Finder for Mariah Carey. They're going to be talking about her information. And of course, Saturday, the Meet Our Members information for the next ones. So
Neat.
Here we go. That was the week of this is the week of December the 25th. So
Okay.
that's
Does it
fun.
have next?
And this is a week of the scheduled posts. So if you want to see Ancestry Hour, One Name Study, the NEHGS, Our Ancestors, First Tuesday. So we don't only show WikiTree stuff, we show everybody else's stuff as well.
Nice,
and
yeah.
look at that, the WikiTree livecast. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's fun. If you want to find out what's going on in the world, you can check this out and get the links and all of the information. And that link is still up. So
the other thing that's happening next week I forgot about, on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is another episode of Ask Alesh Anything.
Ask Alesh Anything. Alesh, why is the sky blue?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think we're supposed to be. Anyways, Ask Alesh, and I'll be hosting. I'll be asking Alesh all the questions that you put in the GGG, or any questions you come up with. So,
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone!
Happy New Year!
You guys have a great New Year, and we'll see you next week. Should we just let Greg play us out today instead of playing our regular thing?